do you have a YouTube channel?
No.
It's baby penguin. He's got one like that.
Alright everyone, hello and welcome to this Race Spec Esports stream for PlayStation Euro Series, round 1 here at Belgium. All the drivers will be looking to start off the season as best as possible, and we're just waiting on Passion Instant to load in before we can get going for round 1. A very competitive grid here in this tier, and hopefully we can see these 20 drivers battle it out again and again throughout the course of the season. And looks like we are finally going into qualifying here, as actually we might be going for a restart, as I'm seeing quite a few people leave the lobby, but well, most of the drivers are in this session, so we will be hopefully going straight into quali and won't need a restart right off the bat. A full grid here tonight, so it'll be interesting to see how everyone can do, who will start off the season the best. And the first person to go on our lap is Crown Up XX Crown Up guy for McLaren, so hopefully he can put in a decent lap time and start his season off in the best way possible. A lot of quick drivers here today, a few Passion Esports, I'd assume is their name, Passion Esports drivers in this grid, and then obviously VR Ken, the virtual esports racing guy, OWR and Martin Bell, another quick guy, another VER driver, DET. So a lot of quick drivers in this grid, but hopefully for the Passion Esports guys, they can start off their season the best, but all of them currently in the pit lane, so we'll have to wait and see how they can do later on in this qualifying session. So with 20 drivers here today, it could be quite difficult to find some space, but it should be all good considering Spa is quite a wide track, so hopefully no one gets held up in traffic or held up by other drivers. Spa's a very technical track, the longest track on the F1 calendar, so expect drivers to be making a lot of mistakes. It's very hard to stay focused for the full 1 minute 40 plus seconds, sorry, 1 minute 40 plus minutes that we are at this track. But Crown Up guy will be the first person to cross the line off this qualifying session here. He'll be the first one to go on a flying lap as he hits his marks in towards turn 1, down to second gear, flicking up to third on the exit. An Alfa Romeo coming out of the pit lane there, but not affecting his lap, and unfortunately for him, not in front of him, so he doesn't get a slipstream down the long straight, but he keeps it within track limits through Rouge and Rodillion. But let's see what this first sector time is as he comes to the split, as it's a 1:29.9, so a decent first sector from the McLaren driver. I'm sure we will see quicker. There's a Haas going through. Oh no, sorry, he's on an outlap, so I believe Tarberg will be the next one to go through the sector 1 split. He's done a 31, so about 2 tenths down on the McLaren at the moment. But Crown Up guy now in the second sector, so let's see what he can do. It's very easy to spin here on these 2 curbs, which have actually been, they were auto spin curbs in F1 2021, but now they are, you can ride them pretty well. He does a 15.8 through the first sector, so Tarberg will be next to respond. I'm not sure if anyone has gone quicker through sector 1 at the moment. The next car to cross the split will be this Aston Martin of Michel D88. Let's see what he can do. He's 33, so about 4 tenths off Crown Up guy, and 2 tenths off the Haas of Tarberg 01. As now Crown Up guy comes to line to set the banker for this qualifying session, and it's a 1:44.3. That is the benchmark, and that is what everybody will be trying to be as we progress through this qualifying session. VR Vogel, I've completely missed his lap, but he's gone quicker by 1.3 seconds, moving himself up into P1. Tarberg goes 4 tenths shy of Crown Up guy in P2, but next across the line will be Adam Mattox in the Alpine, and he goes, looks like he backed off in his lap. This is about 13 seconds off the next quickest car. Passion Ferretto was on a lap, but unfortunately for him, he has spun through the second sector and he has lost all his wing. Coming out, those 2 curbs that I said were very easy to spin on. Looks like he has binned it, so he will be taking the long route back to the pit lane, and he'll have to change that wing and come out again. As Michel pops up a nice puts up a nice lap time to go into P4, but next across the line will be the AlphaTauri of Rogue Flash 99, so let's see what he can do as he comes to the bus stop chicane. As he comes to the line, he only goes into 5th, unfortunately for him, but he improves past Adam Mattox and Verify, moves himself up into P2, so 6 tenths still off the Williams man in P1, but still a very nice lap time for the Aston Martin. As next across the line was going to be DTX Dykes, but he fortunately looks like he backed down his lap. Prime Vizu will be coming to the line now. He's invalidated as well. OWR Martin Bell also invalidated, so quite a few drivers invalidating here in the early part of this session, but there's still plenty of time to go for these drivers to come in and get another lap time, as I believe no one on a flying lap at the moment. As Alexis Beast has spun on his outlap and he's resetted to track. I'm not sure what the rules are on that one, but he is reset to track in case there's any admins watching, and that is an issue. But anyways, Passion Rock is on a lap time in the Ferrari here, as he's now swinging through the sector 2, swinging through the 2 turns, which has seen claim many victims already in this qualifying session. Goes 16.8 through the second sector, not purple though, so we'll have to see what he can do down this final straight. As he now comes towards the final corner, what can he do here? Round the 2 final corners in the red Ferrari, can he put himself up into the top 5? No, he cannot. He actually goes slowest of all that have set a lap so far, so not an amazing lap time from him there, but hopefully he can improve. There's still about 9 minutes left in this qualifying session, so still plenty of time for him to improve in this session. His DTA Dykes will be the next one to cross the line, but he has backed off on his lap, so doesn't look like anyone else is on a competitive lap time at the moment, apart from Makiek. I think that is in the Mercedes here, so let's see what he can do through sector 2. So 1:15.1, he's gone purple through second sector, so this is very promising for the Mercedes drivers. He now heads down the long final straight before the bus stop chicane. Let's see what he can do. He hits his marks perfectly. Tommy PLR has crashed coming out of like the section just after sector 1, so it looks like he must have lost it on traction, but Makiek pops his Mercedes up into the top 3. Very nice lap time there from the Mercedes driver, but unfortunately for him, it is not enough to go onto provisional pole. Next to cross the line will be on an actual lap. I don't think anyone's on a lap right now, so looks like, well, Passion's starting one, but I don't think anyone else is on a flyer. So it looks like just people, a bit of a lull in this session as people start to begin their laps, as a lot of people on out laps or beginning the start of their second runs, and Crown Up guy is starting his second run, so let's see what he can do in the first sector. Of course, he was the first one to set a lap time, and it's put him in a nice P4, and he's about one and a half attempts down through the first sector, so that is not good for the McLaren, but there's still plenty of time to find over the rest of this lap. So let's see what he can do as he now hits his marks on the tricky downhill braking section, but misses the apex quite a bit, but he keeps it within track limits coming out of No Name, and now swinging it through Puon, as he's actually run a bit wide there, and he has invalidated his lap time, so he's going to have to go again in the McLaren. His DTA Dykes taking some interesting lines through that turn, but OWR, Martin Bell and Passion Fruto, P14 and 14 respectively, are both on flying laps, and the Red Bull will be the first one to cross the line, so let's see what he can do and then ride on board with the Haas driver, as he is also on a very nice flying lap. But let's see what Passion Fruto can do in the Red Bull. He comes and puts his Red Bull up into the top 10, only moves up into 8th. Next across the line will be OWR and Martin Bell, so let's see what he can do. He's done some very nice sectors up until now, but how can he do through the final sector? He does very well with moving himself up into P3 with 143.8. Passion Chest is out of the session. He's also crashed in the same place that Tommy PLR crashed, so it looks like a few drivers are struggling with the exit curve. Well, he just spinned it on traction, I believe, so looks like a few drivers are struggling at that turn, so maybe somewhere to watch out in the race. Next across the line though will be Tarberg in the Haas. Can he match his teammate OWR Martin Bell and possibly overtake him and move him up into the top 3? He's about 1.5 attempts up through the second sector split, and slides his way through the bus stop chicane, improves but marginally. He lost a bit of time there in the third sector, so not ideal for the Haas driver, but he will still have another run here, as next to cross the line will be well, actually it will be Prime Visu here in the Alfa Romeo. As he's now coming to the end of sector 2. He's purple and he's up by about a second here, well, 1.5 attempts on his lap so far, so let's see what he can do. through the final sector, as this could be possibly a provisional pole lap time. He will need to find a bit of time though in the final sector if he wants to be taking that provisional pole, as VR Vogel's 143.0 still hasn't been touched by anyone, and it's still massively clear as Prime Busy moves up into P3 with 143.8. So VR Vogel's got a massive advantage at the moment in P1 by about 6 tenths to the next quickest car. So the guys behind are gonna need to figure out what they're doing. DTA Dykes moving himself up into P2 with a 143.5. So a very nice lap. Verify looks like he's backed out of his lap time, so he's gonna have to come back into the pit lane. Next is Alexis Beast 456, who will be coming to complete his first lap in this session, I believe, unless he's gone out before and has invalidated. But this will be his first valid lap time in this qualifying session. Where can he put it? He goes up into P7, so slide right alongside his teammate on the 4th row of the grid in P7 and 8 there from McLaren. So very nice there. Next will be Passion Rockin'. What can he do? He moves. He doesn't move actually. He stays in P14, but he has put a lap time on the board. So that is a good effort there from the Ferrari. But he's going to need to find a bit of pace though if he wants to be challenging the guys at the tops. I think Michel has backed off this lap as he still has 100% in ERS, so it looks like he'll be winding up to go for another. Prime Visu was on a lap but he invalidated. Next to cross the line will be Rogue Flash 99. It looks like he backed out on his lap because his tyres are 1 lap old. So let's see what he can do on this second run as he comes to the line. It looks like he's backed out again and he is going into the pit lane. So at the moment no one's really on a lap. Everyone's on in laps or out laps, like Passion Ferretto, Adam Mattox, Cly and XX Crown Up guys. So it looks like these are going to be the final runs for many of these guys in today's qualifying session, and Passion Ferretto will be the first one to set his lap time. Currently sitting in P13, the Red Bull driver. I'm sure he'd like to be a bit higher up the grid, but there's still plenty of time for him to get a decent lap time on the board as long as he doesn't make any mistakes, as due to how long the lap is, he might not get a second lap, but I think he's timed it perfectly. So if he does mess up his first lap, he'll still have time to do a second one. But all these guys behind who are coming out 9 lap, VR Ken is 1 lap or done. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drivers not set a lap so far in this qualifying session, and 2 of them have DNF from this session. So these 4 at the bottom need to put in a decent lap time. DTA Dykes is retired from the session, so he thinks a 4.35 is the best he can do in today's session. So he will start P2 at best, but I believe he will move down quite far. Passion Rockin', his session is done. He will start P14 at best. Not what he would have wanted here in round 1. Would have wanted to be higher up the grid, but let's ride on board with Passion Ferretto as he's coming through sector 1 now, and finishing the split. He's about 300ths down on his lap time so far, so he's going to need to find some time through the first sectors, through the second and third sectors. But Passion, infamous SMG, is also retired from this session, so no lap time for the Mercedes there. Not sure why. I'd say strategy, but they have removed the tyre rule, so maybe a qualifying ban from last season. Not too sure why the Mercedes did not go out again, but I'm sure he has his reason to. As now Passion Ferretto is swinging through sector 2. Let's see what he can do. DCI Dykes clarifying that he could get a lap, but unfortunately the pit lane glitched for him. So Codemasters at his finest is Passion Ferretto now. There's a Aston Martin off at that corner where we've seen multiple cars spin. That is Michael, sorry, and he is out of the session. So unfortunate news for the Aston Martin driver, who's now out of the qualified session. Will start P12 at best. What can Passion Ferretto do? He will be the first one to set a lap time here in the dying minutes of this qualifying session, he does not improve 3 temps down. So that is not a good lap time from the Red Bull. Rogue Flash is mistimed and he's not made the line. VR Vogel will be not VR Vogel. Passion Instant would have been next. Sorry, Adam Klotz Fly was next to cross the line and he went into P6. Next cross line will be XX Crown Up guy. His teammate Alexis Beast will not improve in this session. He stayed in the pit lane, so let's see what XX Crown Up guy can do for McLaren. Can he move them up the order? He runs very wide out of the final corner. It has a massive tank slapper, and unfortunately that puts an end to his lap. He will not be improving. There's a Haas off at no name. That is Tarberg. He's unfortunately spun it there, and VR Vogel will be next across the line. He's already 4 temps up through the second sector. He's already 5 temps up on his next competitor, but he's going to make that margin even bigger as he crosses the line and does a 1:42.678, almost 9 temps separating the top 2. But there's still other drivers on the lap. OWR Martin Bell is improving on his lap. What can he do through the final 2 corners? Gets it nicely rotated. Can he move into the top 3? Yes, he can. He goes onto the front row. 1:43.3 for the Haas driver. VR can move himself up into P8 there for the Alfa Romeo team. Maciek has invalidated, so next cross the line will be Prime Vizu for Alfa Romeo. What can he do? He moves himself back onto the front row with 1:43.2, replaces the Haas that previously occupied it for a very short amount of time, and that is the end of qualifying. So it is VR Vogel on pole position, an amazing lap by the Williams driver who has set the benchmark for this season. He's showing that he's ready for this season. He's not messing around. And is this a sign of things to come, or will his pace only be in this qualifying session, and will he fall off in the race? Well, you have to join us as the race is next coming up, so make sure you don't leave as we have a very, very interesting race coming up. Welcome to the stream, Nielsen 5, starting P9. It's a very good qualifying position for the first race of the season. There's still plenty of action to come in the race. It's a long race here at Belgium, 22 laps, so a lot of action will proceed in this race, as we're now just waiting for Tarberg to come into his box, and then this session will be over for round 1. As we're now looking at the qualifying results now, VR Vogel on pole position by 6 tenths, a massive margin there for the Dutch driver in P1. Prime Vizu lines up in P2 for Alfa Romeo. He'll be happy with his performance to be in P2. OWR Martin Bell starts P3. DTI Dykes in P4. Verify 5th. Adam Mattox Cly in 6th. Maciek in 7th. VR Ken starts 8th. And then two McLarens lock out the 5th row. Tarberg starts in 11th, whilst Rogue Flash starts in 12th. Avtari, Mikel 13th at his home race for Aston Martin. Passion Ferretto and Passion Rockin 14th and 15th. Tommy PLR, Passion Instant, Infamous SMG, Passion Chester and Passion Jack all did not get a lap and will be starting from P16 to P20 respectively. As we now go towards 5 red lights for the first race of the season. Oh, and it is raining here in Belgium. The heavens have opened and it's raining for the season opener. This is definitely going to spice things up, and that might explain the pace difference in qualifying. Maybe some people have gone for a wet setup here and have possibly sacrificed qualifying to maximize the points in the race. But from what I can see, it looks like full wet conditions. So rain in the first race is very interesting. It's what we love to see, and it's going to spice things up here as we go towards 5 red lights for the first time this season. I think there's formation up, and yes, there is. So, comment in chat who you think will be winning tonight's race. VR Vogel is obviously the favourite after that dominant qualifying position, but to be honest, all 20 drivers here have a chance in this rain. If it dries up, of course, later in the race, then that will definitely throw a span in the works and will be very interesting to watch. I think Passion Instant has not been able to get into the session. Unfortunately for him, he will not be racing tonight, as he says, yeah, in chat, a very short race. So unlucky for you, Passion Instant. Hopefully you can race with us next week, and your internet or whatever's happened here doesn't affect you again, as Passion Jack also seems to have the same issue. So not too good for the Passion boys there. P17 and 20 both have not been able to see the start of this race, but hopefully maybe with a bit of luck one of them or both of them can get back into the session later on. But anyways, yeah, Codemasters, that's it, just Codemasters at its best. But I think the start is going to be crucial here. It just depends on who can keep it clean, because Belgium turn 1 in the dry is chaos. Belgium turn 1 in the wet will be even worse. And then Eau Rouge and Rodillion, you got to make sure you don't crash. It's very easy to crash in the dry on lap 1. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a few spinners. Some drivers like DTA Dykes already struggling with the wet conditions here, even before we get racing. But very aggressive weaving here as drivers look to warm up their tyres ahead of this race. But yeah, VR Vogel's now getting to the grid. The problem he has is Passion Jack's AI is only now exiting sector 3, so he's going to be waiting for quite a while there on the grid. As X-Up Crown Guy XX has been disqualified from the session. I'm not sure what for, but his tyres might be a bit cold as we go towards the start of this race. As now all 20 cars have lined up, well, 18 cars and 2 AI have lined up on the grid, and we're now going towards 5 red lights, as there's 1 red light, oh, not yet, 1 red light, 2 red lights, 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights, and it's lights out and away we go here for PS Euro Series Race 1. VR Vogel doesn't get the best start, and now he's being swamped by OWR Martin Bell, but he picks up in the second phase. There's contact there between the Alpha Tauri and the Alpine. The Alpine of Adam Mattiscry running massively wide, and now Prime Vizu and OWR Martin Bell are battling here as they go through a road. Prime Vizu stays in P2. And oh, this side-by-side action between DTI Dykes and Tarberg, and it looks like they did make contact. And Tarberg, oh my god, that is a massive crash for DTI Dykes, and he is out of the Belgian Grand Prix already on lap 1. Chaos here, and the safety car virtual safety car has been deployed. Chaos on lap 1. DTI Dykes taking a massive tumble there through the field as he made massive contact with I'm not actually too sure who it was he made contact with, but made a lot of contact there, and he's unfortunately out of the session. Not how the Avatar would have wanted to start this race. Unfortunately for him, unfortunately for Tarberg, he's picked up a 5-second time penalty. So Tarberg and DTI Dykes tried to go side by side through Eau Rouge and Rodillion, and of course it didn't work. DTI Dykes had to take well, Turbo had to take avoiding action. Obviously, oh my God, VR Vogel's lost it. VR Vogel's binned it here under the virtual. Oh no, on the virtual safety car restart, and all his hard work. The 6 gap in qualifying, it's all been undone here, and he's down to P13. That is a Mercedes who was around. That is infamous SMG straight into the wall there. And now Prime Vizu leads the race, and he's had a massive moment. So is Martin Bell, and Martin Bell's into the wall as well. And now it's an Alfa Romeo 1-2. Prime Vizu leads ahead of VAR Ken in P2. P3 is verifies Tarberg in P4 with a 5-second time penalty. Lexus Beast is running in P5, but he might be looking to change that here, as he could be going down the inside, around the outside. Turbo looks like he's going to try around the outside. VR Ken has missed his breaking point there, and now he's gone overtaken by Verify and by Alexis Beast, as he now moves into the pit lane. So it looks like he's picked up damage somewhere, but Alexis Beast trying to be opportunistic and take advantage of the damage for VR Ken, but unfortunately for him, not working out there, as we have a few drivers into the pit lane now. VR Ken, of course, with the damage. OWR Melton Bell, who also saw spin, and infamous SMG into the pit lane. So not the best start for them, but Prime Vizu is in a world of his own right now. He's already got a 1.8 buffer here before the session has started, and DTI Dykes, unfortunate to see contact with the McLaren on lap 1. I'm not sure which one it was, but as Jeff would once say, that was quite the hefty impact. But here is one McLaren looking around the outside of Tarberg, but Tarberg defends that nicely. Can he get the switch right here? No, he can't. So he's going to have to stay behind the Haas for now. But in the meantime, VR Vogel's making moves. He's angry that he's spun off the VSC restart, and he's already back up into P8 from P13. Granted, 2 spins in front of him. Well, 1 spin, and then 1 had to come in for damage. But it looks like Alexis Beast finally going to go for the move on Tarberg, and he makes it clean around the outside. Nothing Tarberg can do about that one. And Adam Match's guy has run wide quite a few times. Even at turn 1, he ran wide. So I'm wondering if he's possibly put on a right setup, and that's why he's struggling so badly at the start of this race. Prime Vizu's gap up front is already almost 3 seconds here, so he's pulled out like 1.2 on this lap alone. And that is Adam Mattis' cry round. That was expected. He's been struggling all over the shop so far at this race start, so he's going to have to regather and regroup. It looks like he hasn't got damage, but he's going to be under pressure from Aston Martin, who just slides around the outside. Passion Rockin has crashed here. That's a massive crash. He's all over the track. Surely that has to be a safety car, and yes it is. It's a safety car here, as Passion Ferretta and Tommy PLR have an interesting moment. There's a car stationary. Mikel was stationary on track. Adam Mattis' car is not overtaking him. I'm not really sure what's happening here between the Aston Martin and the Alpine, but Passion Ferretta has picked up 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. Passion Cheetah is taking this opportunity to box with new tyres and a new front wing as well. But Prime Vizu leads the way so far. Good start for him. He's done exactly what he needed to off this start, and he's benefited from the misfortune of his competitors. VR Vogel, who spun, and then OW Martin Bell, who also had a moment with the wall where he tapped it and picked up front wing damage. But anyways, 18 drivers left with us after this hectic race start. Passion Rockin has left the session, so unfortunate for the Passion driver, he's not been able to capitalize on what was a good and what could have been a golden opportunity in these wet conditions. These 2 cars, Passion Jack and Passion Instant, are still AI cars, but they somehow managed to move themselves up to P8 and P9 through all the chaos. So this is how the grid stands at the moment. It's Prime Vizu in P1, Verify sits in P2 for Aston Martin, then Alexis Beast starts is in P3, Tarberg is in P4, Makiek up to P5, except VR Vogel, after spinning on lap 1, in P7. Then it's 2 AI cars, Rogue Flash in P10, Mikel 11. After that interesting moment at the bus stop chicane with Adam Mattis-Cry, who's currently behind him in P12. Passion Ferretto's in P13 for Red Bull. VR Ken, who we saw come in for damage on lap 1, is in P14, and OW Martin Bell, P15, also got damage on lap, not lap 1, lap 2, sorry. No, it was lap 1 because the VSC ended before the end of lap 1. Passion Chester, sorry, I've been saying cheater. Passion Chester in P16, he also bots for new tyres and new wing. Infamous SMG also bots for new wing, and so did Tommy PLR. So that is a grid at the moment. VR Vogel's into the pit lane, so not sure if he has damage. Maybe just going for a strategic gamble here. I don't think it's time for the inters, but maybe they might be thinking of doing that. I see wets at Alpha Tower, and yeah, it's wet tires for VR Vogel as well. So it looks like he's just putting on a new set of the wet compound tires, and I think that could only mean one thing, that it's going to be wet for a large period of this race, because otherwise they would have just stayed out on the tires they started on. So it looks like it could be raining for most of or all of this race. Unfortunately for those that were looking for dry weather towards the end, maybe not today, but there's still plenty of time to go in the race, and with these safety cars they could definitely spice things up. As the leaders have now caught the safety car and will be looking towards getting racing again, but Tommy PLR is still at turn 1, so we will be waiting quite a while until they catch up. As I'm just gonna run you through the calendar for this season, so what to look forward for in future races. So this week obviously racing around Belgium, and then next week we'll be in the Netherlands for round 2, and then after round 2 after the Netherlands we head to my phone is not loading the calendar unfortunately, so oh, got it now. Okay, yeah, so after the Netherlands we go to Monza for round 3, and then Miami, a new circuit of course in this F1 game and in real life. The race in real life wasn't that interesting, but hopefully it can be a bit better here in PS Euro Series. And then after Miami we head to Spain, Catalonia, obviously one of 3 heavily modified tracks for this game, including Australia and Abu Dhabi. And round 6 is actually the Singapore GP, so first night race of the season there. That will definitely be interesting. And then after Singapore we head to Japan, so that's going to be a very interesting race for these drivers. Japan's one of my personal favorites, so hopefully we can see some good racing around there. Also, I forgot to mention, at Miami we have a sprint race, so lots to look forward there. Lots to look forward to there, and new track with a sprint race as well. And then for round 8 we have Great Britain, which is also another sprint race. So that will be a very interesting race. Then we head to USA and Mexico for round 9 and 10. So starting and ending the North American tour there. And round 11 we head to Le Castellet for the French Grand Prix, before heading to Brazil for the 3rd sprint race of this season in round 12. And then after Brazil we have Abu Dhabi round 13, the second of the 3 heavily modified tracks that feature on this calendar, because right after Abu Dhabi in round 13 we have Australia for round 14. So it'll be interesting to see how the drivers deal with 2 not new, but obviously modified tracks, but they've been made easier than they were before, so hopefully it shouldn't be too hard. And then Saudi Arabia will be our final Grand Prix of the season, and to spice things up, it is also a sprint race. So if the championship decider gets to the final round, that is definitely going to be very interesting and possibly some controversy, but we'll wait and see how it goes. Hopefully the safety car is well, Tommy PLR has not caught the pack yet, but hopefully the safety car is still in this lap, as we've been behind it for 2 laps now, and we need to get racing. We need as much racing action as possible here. But it looks like the safety car will be staying out for another lap, which is not ideal, but it gives the drivers some time to warm up their tyres and get them into the optimal range for the safety car restart. So, for those of you that weren't with us last season, I believe this particular tier, PS Euro Series, was called Euro Open last season, and last season it was Harry Soik 2006 who won the championship, ahead of your nan's, I'm not gonna say that name. P3 was QRT Mali. Tony 17 Nico Laz was in P4. Dimiav was 5th. Evil Chris was 6th. TSM Kratos was in P7, and then Zati P8. SPR Drags in P9, and then P10 was Prime Visu. So Prime Visu, the only driver here tonight that I recognise from this list of drivers. So nice to see loads of new fresh faces around from season to season, but hopefully these guys can put on as much as a show as the guys last season did and bring us as much entertainment as possible. But here in round 1 is Prime Visu, who leads proceedings here and who will lead us away for the safety car restart this lap. Oh, okay. So Passion Instant actually corrected me there. Last season it was Euro Tier 1 and Tier 2, and Marco won Tier 1. I don't think we have Marco here tonight, but Passion Instant won Tier 2, so hopefully he can carry on his championship winning streak here, but he hasn't gone off to the best start. But we are going back towards racing action here, as Prime Visu will start off proceedings for round 2 here, as we go for the safety car restart. Prime Visu rounds the final corner. He will lead us away on lap 6 of 22 as we go towards racing action again. He's gotten a good restart, good jump on the Aston Martin. Now Tauberg is looking for a move. Oh! Verify his hit Prime Visu in towards turn 1, and now this giving Tauberg the opportunity to possibly go for a move. They're going to go side by side up Eau Rouge and into Rodillion. Verify smartly backs out. Prime Visu has managed to stay in P3 despite being tagged around a bit, and at the back, at the back, Infamous SMG has come in for the intermediate compound tyres. So big risk there from the Mercedes. I don't think it's dry enough, and that is a massive tank sapper for the Red Bull of Passion Chester, as Verify has lost. He's been swamped here on the straight. He's been overtaken by Tauberg, Alexis Beats, and possibly Prime Visu, and yes, he has. So he's fallen behind all these guys. Maybe he just let Prime Visu back past because he tagged him, but Chaos here is the lap cars again in the way. Mikel has spun here on the exit of turn, I want to say turn 7. But anyways, Tommy Pilar making the move on Passion Ferretto as I was going to say Passion Jack getting past Passion Instant, but that's just the 2 AI cars. Oh my god! Massive controversy there between the 2 Red Bulls. I'm not really sure what happened there, but Passion Ferretto has lost all of his wing, and it looked like Passion Chester might have forced him into the barrier. I'm not quite sure. I only caught the end of that incident, but I'm sure the studios will be having a look at that one later tonight. But Alexis Beast, he's hungry for the win here. He's looking for a move on Tarberg. He has a bit of a moment, but it's okay. Mikel's into the barrier, and that might be another safety car, and yes it is. So, Alexis Beast, did he get the move? They are side by side. It was very close between these two. Tarberg decided to stop on track. Did Alexis Beast get the move on Tarberg before the safety car or after the safety car? Anyways, Prime Viz, who's managed to decided to come into the pit lane. Looks like, yeah, Tarberg. They are. I'm not quite sure. I don't think they are sure either who was in front. Well, VR Vogel has picked up 5-stage time penalties with massive collision, and these two are just switching positions. But it looks like Tarberg has got the. Never mind. It looks like Alexis Beast had the lead. So, order is restored. Anyways, a lot of drivers coming into the pit lane, but no one coming in for Inters like infamous SMG. Crown next guy is Pato. Okay, thank you for informing me. I will call him Pato because I'm struggling with his name, and so that explains he's on the friends account. Okay, I will call him Pato then. Thank you for the heads up in chat. But anyways, now 3 of the top 5 have penalties. 5 seconds for Tarberg, which is for, I'm not sure what it was for. And somehow Passion Instant's AI car has managed to get himself up into P3. Pato's in P4 with 8 seconds, so that is a 5 second and 3 seconds for exceeding track limits. I'm not sure where he exceeded track limits, but he's picked up that penalty there. So no one else at the moment has penalties, and Mikel leaving the session, not the start he would have wanted to his campaign in season 7, but there's plenty of races to go. 14 races, including 4 sprint races, so plenty to look forward to for Mikel in the future rounds. But infamous SMG is the only man here on the intermediate compound tires, and to be honest, it does not look into ready. I think he's going to get swamped on the restart, but that is his problem and not mine, as I'm only commentating for tonight. But Alexis Beast managed, well, the game says he managed to get the move on Tarberg before the safety car came out, but we'll have to wait and see. If so, that was perfect timing from Alexis Beast. They were literally side by side when he got the move done. As VR Vogel overtakes Adam Matic Clyde, but lets him back past, and Makiek is into the pit lane for Merck. So is he also going for the intermediate compound tire gamble? Are Merck possibly throwing away a good points finish to try something different? No, looks like he's going onto a new set of wet compound tires. So not following his teammate, who's still bravely sticking to his strategy despite no one else following him. But anyways, we'll have to wait and see how it pans out for him. Makiek now falls to P16, and Adam Matskrai, actually, he has followed infamous SMG's gamble, and he's boxed for the intermediate compound tires. So could this work out for the only 2 drivers on the grid on the Inters at the moment? We'll have to wait and see as we go towards our second safety car restart. The first one being caused by Passion Rockin crashing, and the second being caused by Mikel crashing as well. And of course, for those of you watching, if you want to support us, then make sure to like this video, subscribe obviously, and if possible share it with as many people as you want. But you can do that now whilst we are under this safety car period, which is not too interesting. We spent like, I think we spent more of the race under the safety car than actually racing, but it's okay. It's okay. We still have a lot of racing action to come, with like 12 laps, 13 laps to go. So let's not write this one off as a snooze fest so far. But Alexis Beast, you got the move done before the safety car, so that means he also has to deal with the safety car restart. Started from P9. Oh my god, OWR Martin Bell he's crashed before we've gone racing. He's crashed under the safety car. Don't worry, Martin Bell, I've done that one too. It's not the best, but anyways, let's focus on his teammate, who's directly behind Alexis Beast and will be looking for the move to see himself up into P1. Can Tarberg get the move here? On safety car restart, looks like Alexis Beast has gone the bare traction, but now in the second phase, Tarberg has got so much more grip, and he's going to swing to the inside. No contest there from the McLaren. He's going to try for the switchback, and he's going to get it perfectly house turn 1, but he's going to have to back out. And Tarberg with a perfect safety car restart, as now Passion Instant AI is racing Pato here through Eau Rouge, and it's going to be VR Ken into P5 sorry, ahead of the AI car of Passion Jack, as now the rest of the field filters through. The inters definitely are not working. Passion Red is going to get an easy move to the outside, going a bit onto the grass, but it's okay. He gets to move round the outside. Tarberg has been re-overtaken by Alexis Beast. I've missed the overtake there as I was busy focusing on the woes of the intermediate tired runners at the back, as now Makiak is going for the move around the outside of his teammate, and I think it's fair to say the Inters are not the better tyre at the moment. The track is not ready for the intermediate compound tyres, as we now head towards the end of the second sector. Tarberg running wide there through P1 and Pato in P3, so it's a McLaren sandwich unfortunately for the Haas driver, but not anymore, because VR Ken's going to dive it to the inside and move himself up into P3 there and up into the podium positions, and now he looks like the quickest man on track. He's going to be after that Haas in front of him, and Tarbo is all over the shop here, and look how much VR Ken is gaining. Look how much he's gaining on the Haas. Could he make the move into the bus stop chicane? We've seen multiple drivers do that already. Tom PLR has spun it here at this very tricky corner where we've seen multiple drivers crash. VR Ken though cannot make the move, as now Prime Vizu is going to be looking for the move. One Alfa Romeo can't do it, but the other can, locking up both front tyres, managing to get the car slowed down and up into P7. VR Ken with the fastest lap of the race, a 2-minute 02.891, and that speaks to how slow this race has been so far. But anyways, VR Ken still has the chance to get past Tarberg if he can get a good exit here, and yes he can. He's going to have all the slipstream in the world. He's going to be using up that ERS, but it doesn't look like he has the straight line speed. It looks like Tarberg has a slightly quicker, slightly slippier setup than VR Ken on the straight, so VR Ken might need to do it an unexpected corner, but let's not write him off so far. But these intermediate tyre runners are not having the time of their life. We have got a bot here in the chat. Let me just fix this real quick. Okay. Anyways, back to the racing action. VR Ken has managed to get past Harburg whilst I was sorting that kerfuffle in the chat out. But anyways, VR Ken will be all over the back of Alexis Beast now. The purple Sector 2, Prime Vizu making his way past Pato here, who's struggling to compete, and he's going to get he's going to be under pressure here from Rogue Flash. He's actually under pressure himself from Passion Chester, and now under pressure, and that is a massive crash. Rogue Flash is out of the session, and both Alpha Tauris unfortunately tapped out of the session, and it's another safety car here. Third safety car in 11 laps, and everyone is coming into the pit lane. Everyone is boxing, but the front two have already. Oh, what is VR Ken doing? VR Ken decides to stop on track. The front two had already gone past the pit lane. Sorry, the front three in had already gone past the pit lane. Everyone else was boxing, apart from these two AI cars, of course. And it's intermediate tires. Everyone's putting on the inters. Well, not everyone. Most people are putting on the inters. So it looks like it's finally ready for the inters. And these guys who box onto the inters, maybe, well, they haven't gained anything from it. In fact, they've actually lost out, because now their tires are older and they've gained no positions, maybe one or two. But Adam Magic's Cry has just come back in for the wet compound tires. So now we have 4 drivers on the inters and the rest of the grid on the wets. So no one really knows what the correct tire is here. But this rain is definitely a lot lighter than it was a few laps ago. And it definitely, well, it looks kind of into weather. I'm not sure though. Has Prime Vizu, VR Vogel, Infamous SMG and Verified 27 had a strategic masterclass, or are they possibly having a disaster class? We'll have to wait and see. But unfortunately for Rogue Flash 99, he joins the list of retirees in this session. Not the best start for AlphaTauri. Both drivers DNF in here. Rogue Flash got overtaken by Passion Chester, and then VR Vogel looked like he tried to make the move as well, but unfortunately he tapped Rogue Flash, which sent the AlphaTauri straight into the barriers and to the scene of the accident. But they can bounce back strong next week at the Dutch Grand Prix, which will be a home race for, I'd assume, a few drivers on this grid. But third safety car in this race. Let's see if the drivers can make anything of it. VR Ken was the quickest driver on track before the safety car, and was just about to make a move on Alexis Beast. But unfortunately the safety car has halted his progress, and Tommy PLR has picked up a drive-through penalty, and I'm not sure what he is doing at the moment, but it looks like he's got a drive-through, so he's going to need to come in and serve that at some point after the safety car restart, because you cannot serve drive-throughs during the safety car, and I hope he does not try to, because that can result in quite the mess for the driver. But it looks like it is intermediate compound tires. All these guys are coming in now. Alexis Beast was leading the race, he's in. VR Ken, who was in P2, he's also in. They're all putting on the inters here. Infamous SMG has come back in for some reason. Oh, he's coming for a new set of inters. So he just wasted like 5 laps on the inters to no avail, because he just came in and boxed for new inters anyways, and he has made no progress as he's in P15. And the other person who gambled on the inters has just crashed into the wall on the wet compound tires. That was a perfect cut onto him. But anyways, as I was saying, he's made no progress either, because now he's on the wrong compound tire and he has to come in again. So the gamble not paying off, but there's still plenty of time, and this does give me hope. It is drying up, so maybe there's a small chance that we might see dry tires toward the end of the race. But let's wait and see. So, for those of you just joining us, you've missed one hell of a race so far, and I want to ask you where you were. But anyways, so far Tarberg 01 is the leader. He's had his fair share of close battles with Alexis Beast 456, who was the leader before the safety car, but has come in for intermediate compound tyres. So Tarberg, Passion Instant, Passion Jack, these two AI cars have stayed out all on the wet. Passion Ferretta's also stayed out on the wet. Prime Bizu in P5s on the inters. Passion Chester on the wets. VR Vogel on the inters. So it's kind of like a half and half split through the grid. The interesting thing is that the AI cars haven't come in for the intermediate compound tyres, and normally well, I would have expected the AI to come in if it was intermediate compound tyre weather. So we'll have to wait and see. Tarberg is going to get a nice restart because well, he has two AI cars buffering him to the rest of the pack, so he's going to drive away nicely and cleanly, and the track is definitely dried up and definitely looks like intermediate compound tyre weather. But we'll have to wait and see how it goes. VR Vogel already wasting no time, making the move down the inside. There's going to be a battle between VR Ken and Alexis Beast here in towards turn 1. VR Ken makes the move to the inside and gets it done on the exit of the turn, and now Adam Mattis Clyde is going to be looking for the move at Alexis Beast. They're going to be side by side for a Rouge, and luckily Adam Mattis Clyde backed out, because the last time we saw side by side for a Rouge it did not work, and Passion Chester has crashed here. He's out of the session. Thankfully no safety cars, so we just keep on racing as if the incident did not happen. But down to 14 runners now, and Tarberg has done exactly what he needs to do. The gap to the next runner that's actually driving is 3.74 seconds now to Passion Ferretto in P4, who's all over the shop and is going to be unpressured from Prime Bizu. But interestingly, as VR Ken makes his way past Verify, interestingly the intermediate compound tyre runners are not making as much of an impression on the wet tyre runners so far. Well, Prime Bizu is not really doing anything to Passion Ferretto. VR Ken is the one that's making all the moves. He's being active as Alexis Beast goes to the inside of Verify, down the inside of the Aston Martin driver, who's now down to P10. I wonder if he started in P2, didn't he? Sorry, he started 5th. I lied. Tarberg has spun here, and at the corner where everyone keeps spinning, it takes another victim, and Tarberg has lost his front wing, all of it. So now that gives Passion Instant and Passion Chat the 1-2, the two AI cars leading here in Belgium. Maybe the admins need to look at turning the AI difficulty down just a touch, as Passion Instant sets the fastest lap of the race, which is quickly replaced by VR Ken's 2:02.096 for the Alfa Romeo team, as now VR Vogel is all over the back of Prime Bizu, and he's saying to him, if Prime Bizu is not going to make the move, then I'll make the move on him, as they now go up Eau Rouge into Radion, and now can VR Vogel make the move here on Prime Bizu as they head down the long as they head down the long straight. VR Vogel set purple sector 1, but unfortunately not enough pace to make it past the Alfa Romeo that stands in front of him. So Passion Ferretto is essentially the race leader, because Passion Instant and Passion Jack, despite being in P1, are not in this session. So Passion Ferretto, if you ignore those two AI cars, who the AI difficulty should be turned down, that should not be happening. But anyways, Passion Ferretto is in P3. The technique, he's holding P1 at the moment, and Prime Bizu is P2, VR Vogel P3, VR Ken P4, then two mechanics in 5th and 6th, Pato and Alexis, and then Adam, who's still out on the wets, to be fair to him, and he's not falling off too badly, is in a net P7. But anyways, back to the battle at the front. This is getting interesting now, because VR Vogel cannot make the move on Prime Vilzu, but now VR Ken is starting to get impatient and getting very close to the back of the Williams. It looks like he's actually backed off a bit there, and I'm just going to give VR Vogel the incentive to go down the inside of Prime Vilzu. Can he get the move done? He's a bit too far behind into the bus stop chicane, but the two McLaren switch places, and now the AI are in. So the AI boxes for the Inters now, I think. So that might be an indicator. Well, let's see what tyres they go into. Yeah, they're both onto Inter, so that's an indication that the track is now definitely into Inter's range. And now Prime Vuzu, he knows that he has the advantage here on the tyres. Can he finally make the move on Pasha Ferretto, who's doing so, who's holding him up so valiantly? But now VR Ken is all over the back of VR Vogel, and VR Vogel is going for the move on Prime Vuzu, and Prime Vuzu is looking for the move on Pasha Ferretto, but no change into the end of the straight. But VR Vogel's getting he's lining up Prime Vuzu quite nicely. He could be looking for a move into that. Oh, Pasha Ferretto's off. Pasha Ferretto's hit the wall, and Pasha Ferretto has he picked up damage? I do not know, but that has freed the intermediate tyre runners now. They have no wet tyre runners in front of them to hold them up. So now there's going to be a straight showdown between Prime Vilzu, VR Vogel, and VR Ken, as Alexis Beach picks up the 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits there. He's in P2, and VR Vogel's made a bit of a mistake there. And now, oh, VR Ken getting very close to VR Vogel, and Alexis Beast has come from nowhere around the outside. Surely that's going to be an illegal overtake, and contact between Prime Vizu and oh my gosh, what is going on? Alexis Beast is up into P1, and Prime Vizu is in down to P2, Vogel down to 3rd, and VR Ken in 4th. And somehow Alexis Beast has managed to overtake all of them, and now he leads the race once again. So I thought he went off track to overtake VR Ken, but then as Prime Vizu and VR Vogel got caught up, he was able to make the move on both of those guys as well. And now VR Vogel's finally had enough. He's going for the move, going for the dive on Prime Vizu. Prime Vizu sees it coming, defends it well, gets the inside line now as they head to the main straight. But VR Vogel's got the move done, and he's up into P2. Prime Vizu look for a move possibly into the first corner. No, he will not. His infamous SMG sets the fastest lap there for Mercedes, as VR Ken has a bit of a tank slapper out of turn 1. And now this is starting to heat up between all these guys, as this battling at the front has actually caused a massive train. And VR Vogel could be looking at Alexis Beach, who had a bit of a moment there coming up Rouge. And now Adam Mattis Clyde is looking for a move on Pato. He's had enough of sticking behind the only other wet tyre runner so far. So these guys, fair play to them, they're sticking it out on the wets, and they clearly are able to find some sort of grip, as Adam Mattis Clyde makes a beautiful move around the outside, switching to the inside on Pato, who's now under pressure from the Aston Martin of Verify. He's going to go to the inside. He moves himself up into P6, and now he could be under pressure from infamous SMG as well. And now Pato is getting swarmed. Makiek could be next on the line, next in line to overtake Pato, who's lost 3 positions in the space of as many corners. So not ideal for the McLaren driver, as now VR Vogel's will be looking for me on Alexis Beast, but Alexis Beast is pulling away a bit. Could the two Alfa Romeo switch positions? Unfortunately for Alexis Beast, the problem is he has 6 seconds worth of time penalties, and the gap right now is only 1 second. So he's going to need to put in a massive shift here if he wants to try and win this race, because otherwise these guys will win it. VR Ken and Prime Vilzu has switched position. VR Ken now leads the Alfa Romeo pair as Makiek finally gets past Pato, but could Pato look to move down the inside? No, he's not really feeling it as they head down the braking. Tarberg is set of purple sector 2 as Alexis B sets the first lap, quickly replaced by VR Vogel's 59.1. So can VR Vogel get the move here on Alexis Beast as they now come at Eau Rouge and Rodillion? Can he make the move down the straight. He's got the ERS, he's got the slipstream, he's tucked in. He's gonna move to the outside. Can he make it on the braking? No, he cannot, but he's gonna try set up Lexus Beast for a switchback here, possibly, as he sizes up the McLaren, but the McLaren paces his car well and defends nicely there from VR Vogel, who's trying to make the move. But anyways, can VR Vogel make the move as they now head towards P1 for the 18th time in this race? The gap at the front very close, fine margins, but Infamous SMG is also quite close to Verify here in the battle for P6. And Pato has picked up 3-second time penalty. Looks like his wet combat tires have started to die. Adam Mattis Cly is doing an amazing job here to stay in P5, despite the Inters obviously being the quicker tire right now. But Infamous SMG now is going to be all over the back of Verify struggling massively, and Infamous SMG makes an easy move there. And now he'll be looking to overtake Alpine in front of him. Is Alexis B sliding there through that corner, but Verify having to back off a bit to not run into the back on the Merc. But he's got actually the run on him. He's going to go to the inside very late on the brakes, but he gets it stopped, to be fair to him. And Adam Mattis' car is coming into the pit lane. Why is he coming into the pit lane? There's 4 laps left. Oh my god, VR Vogel was overtaken Alexis Beast and I've missed it, but Alexis Beast could get the move back. But anyways, I'm not quite sure why Adam Mattis' car has gone into the pit lane now when there's 4 laps to go. He could just stick out to the end on the wets, even though they're not the quickest tire, but I'd take that gamble. But anyways, I'm not the driver tonight. Alexis Beast, unfortunately for him, has lost the lead to VR Vogel. So the man who started on pole and then spun on this VSC restart has managed to come back and still lead this race somehow. So amazing shift put in there by the Dutch, I believe he's Dutch, if my memory doesn't fail me, the Dutch driver in P1. But there's still a few laps to go in this race. It definitely will not be drying up as it is. So it looks like it will be intermediate compound tire and intermediates until the end. This Tarberg makes a move on Passion Instance AI. I will note that one down to tell the admins turn down the difficulty of the AI, as they've been a bit too competitive at times, especially when they were in a 1-2 and no one could overtake them. But anyways, Infamous SMG, after getting dive bombed by Verify, is looking for the move, and they are now both out of the session, and that is just a silly incident there, and that could trigger another safety car, but it doesn't look like it will as all. Tommy PLR getting very close to the Aston Martin. Adam Mattis Cly is going to avoid that. Oh, okay. I thought Tarberg. Okay, Passion Instant. No, Adam Mattis Cly is actually spun. Okay, that was an interesting sequence of events, and Verify and Infamous SMG joined the DNF feed list, as now VR Ken will be all over the back of Alexis Beast as they head down the straight. Can VR Ken possibly make the move here on lap 20 of 22? Time is running out for him to catch up to VR Vogel and pose a challenge to his VR teammate, but he cannot make the move. It looks like Alexis Beast had so much more straight line speed there, so Alexis Beast with the better straight line speed here, so that might complicate things for VR Ken, who did get stuck behind Alexis Beast early in the race before the last safety car came out. But he actually overtook Alexis Beast on the safety car restart, and then that weird incident at this turn coming up, as VR Ken has actually picked up a 3-second time penalty and Alexis Beast picked up 9 seconds. So VR Ken following Alexis Beast into the mistake, and now both of them have picked up another 3-second. Both of them picked up a 3-second time penalty, which is VR Ken's first. Unfortunately for Alexis Beast, his third of the race. But Prime Vizu now will be looking for the move. So he'll be looking to stay within 3 seconds of VR Ken, because he will get himself up into P2, and then Alexis Beast just looking to stay. Well, he just needs to stay where he is within 3 seconds of VR Ken, because there's no way Alexis Beast is putting 9 seconds in the next two laps. But VR Vogel now, he pretty much has this win confirmed. Unless there's any post-race action from the stewards, and there might be for this battle. But VR Ken with a beautiful switchback in towards turn 1. Alexis Beast can do nothing to fight it. He has lost so much time there by going deep, and he had 0 traction as well off the corner. So VR Ken playing the switchback to perfection there at turn 1, and now has moved up to P2 with a quicker straight line speed here from the McLaren. That's going to hurt VR Ken, and it's going to hurt him dearly, as now Lespi's going to try go down the inside. They're going to get very close here in the contact where Hamilton and Alonso made contact just 2 days ago, but VR Ken cannot do anything, because Alexis Beast just has so much more straight line speed than him. So even if he gets him in the corners, he has to fall behind through on the straights because of his lack of straight line speed, as Adam Mattis-Klei has spun at turn 1 and is also retired on track, which again, not sure if that is some penalty or some kind, but hopefully the stewards look into that one. But anyways, we're going to stay focused on this battle. As I was saying before, VR Ken's beautifully executed switchback before Alexis Beast overtook him by the straight. That is Tarberg, sorry, out of this session, and we're now down to 10 runners in tonight's race. So half the grid DNFing here in difficult conditions in Spa. But Alexis Beast will be under pressure here from VR Ken right until the end of this final, well, coming up to this final lap, as VR Ken will be all over back. But VR Vogel's got this one in the bag. The two behind him have got time penalties, and then the next closest car without a time penalty to him is Prime Vizu, and he's 5 seconds back. So don't think there will be much problem for him unless he spins. But VR Ken is doing the same exact thing, setting up the switchback once again on Alexis Beast. But if you're Alexis Beast, you're not going to be worried, because he have better straight line speed and more ERS. So surely this is just going to be a repeat of the last lap. He's going to switch on the ERS, so is VR Ken, both deploying all of it. But just look how much quicker he is down the straights, and the Alfa Romeo is going to pull out to the outside. To be fair, VR Ken has made a bit more of a challenge of it this time, as they now go down towards turn 6 and 7. But VR Ken unfortunately has to stay behind Alexis Beast. Alexis Beast has made the move on him, but can he make the move now into the tricky downhill braking section? He's going to go for it on the brakes. Alexis Beast leaves the space, to be fair, and now they're going to go side by side here, and VR Ken's going to push Alexis Beast wide, but he's going to keep it down the inside, down No Name, and now they're going to go fight all the way towards P1. But VR Ken has made the move, and he's up into P2 in this race. But Prime Vizu is going to be all over the back here of Alexis Beast, but he doesn't even need to worry, as he's not got any time penalty. So if you're Prime Vizu, this is a good situation for you, because all they're battling, all it's done is it's helped you to close in and secure that P2 position. So it looks like VR Vogel will be winning tonight's race, bar a disaster here in the final few corners. It's been a dominant drive since he got into P1. Off the last stage car restart, he had a bit of work to do after spinning on the VSC restart. But the man who took pole by 6 tenths will win by a massive margin here in race 1. VR Ken will cross the line in P2 for Alfa Romeo, P3 for Alexis Beast, but they're both demoted as Prime Vizu moves up into P2, and Makiek, after a silent race, manages to pick up P4 there for Mercedes after jumping Alexis Beast because of his penalties. Next across the line will be Tommy PLR for Williams. A decent drive from the Williams driver, who finishes in 6th. Next will be the two AI cars, Passion Jack and Passion Instant, P7 and P8. Not sure if those points will be contributed to their causes or if they'll be ruled out as they were AI or race. But next to cross the line will be Pato, letting past Pasha Ferretto on the line, as Pasha Ferretto finishes in P9 and Pato finishes in P10. Probably Pato had more penalties than Pasha Ferretto, so just let him by at the end. Passion Jack wins driver of the day. Good drive by the AI car, I guess. Easy to stay out of trouble when you're ghosted the whole time, but P5 for Lexus Beast, a nice result there in round 1. Vogel, yeah, to be honest, you did dominate. Once you took P1, you dominated. Even on the first few laps, even on the first lap before you spun, you were dominating. You just had superior pace today, and that was reflected in this race result. P1, you definitely made it hard for yourself with that spin, but good job to recover to that P1. VR Ken and Prime Vizu will be happy to line up in P2 and P3 for Alfa Romeo and take the lead of... No, they will not take the lead of constructor. They'll actually be 1 point behind Williams, because Tommy PLR finished P6 and managed to get 8 points. So anyways, looking at the final race results, it's VR Vogel who wins here in Belgium. Fastest lap as well to his name, 56.7, which is 3 times quicker than the next fastest lap, which was set by Makiak in P4. Prime Vizu and VR Ken in P2 and P3, the two Finns starting the season off well with a double podium for their team. P4 is Makiak, of course, and then Lexus Beast in P5, Tommy PLR 6, Passion Jack and Instant P7, 8, Passion Ferretto P9, Pato in P10, and the rest are DNFC, Tarberg, Adam Matix, Cly, Infamous SMG, Verified, Passion Chester, Rogue Flash, OWR, Martin Bell, Mikkel, Passion Rock, and DET Dykes, who unfortunately DNF'd on lap 1. Vogel, yeah, drove a dry setup. Yeah, I was thinking definitely after that qualifying, that some drivers may have gone for a dry setup despite the weather, but you still did well to win this race. But anyways, I've been EVG F1 Lover here, streaming round 1 of PS Euro Series, and it's been an amazing race, and hopefully there's more to come in future weeks, and I'll be catching you for round 2 at the Netherlands next week. So that is definitely going to be an interesting one. Home race with multiple drivers, including VR Vogel, our race winner from tonight. So let's wait and see how that one goes. But anyways, I've been EVG F1 Lover. Thank you for joining me tonight, and I'll hope to see you next week as well for round 2.